Now, hello everyone, it is Jacob here with next update to my Carino 2. As you can see, I'm approaching 5 trillion DPS, and the upgrades that I made actually weren't that crazy. I have an upgrade that will cost you around 100 FEs and will net you almost double damage. So it's 100 FEs for really cheap 100% increase. So yeah, that's 5 trillion DPS there. Let's get right into the upgrades. Like the first thing that I would recommend everyone playing Carino 2 and like any Reap build do, go to our Pact Spirits, check the Pact page, and buy Reap Duration Micro and Medium Fates. That's like 100 FEs for all of them altogether. Or maybe 150. It will net you double damage pretty much. So Reaping Duration Micro Fates are going for around 8 FEs. And you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them. So that's 127% Reaping Duration from the Micro Fates, if I count it right, like 117%, and then the medium ones are going around 20 FEs, and you can get 104% from the medium ones, so that's 221% Reaping Duration from Micro and Medium Fate for Reaping Duration. How you can look for them is you go to Trade House, you go to the last page here, select Micro Fate Reaping Duration. As you can see, 9 FEs each, and you want to buy 9 of those. And for the medium ones, same, you just go to Medium Fate Medium Fate Reaping Duration. They are going for around 20. So yeah, 150 FEs and 100% more damage. Let's go, right? So that's the first thing that I would recommend everyone upgrading. The next thing that I fixed in my build since the last update, I got the spark in the last update, so I had to build the slates around the spark because the spark copies the last talent on all adjacent slates, so that's all 4 of these. So you want to have a like copyable and useful mod on the last slot. So on this purple one I have Reaping Duration, so that gets doubled here as the Reaping cooldown recovery doubled here. Then I have 2 jump slates. I had those in the last video already, so the jump is getting copied. And then on the last one I just wanted something copyable and while not using the blur effect, so I found this with additional damage against cursed enemies, so that's getting copied here as well. I would love to have like another Reaping cooldown recovery speed on this, but those weren't on the trade when I was looking for them, so yeah, I just took something that I could copy here and I have this for now, but I would love to have Reaping cooldown recovery here as well on the bottom. And the next slate I'm running conductive, so my numb stacks have 10% effect instead of 4, so every like numb effect now gives me like, I have 10 stacks, so that's 100%, and every percent of numb gives me another like this is 25% more damage basically, since I have 100% from conductive, and increasing it by 25 is 25% more, and I paired that with Reaper cooldown recovery just because it was there. If I found one with Reaping cooldown recovery on the bottom, I would just swap it here, copy the cooldown recovery and put this slate up here. So yeah, there's possibilities to swap things around if you find the cooldown recovery on the bottom somewhere. And the last corner, I just bought something useful just to fill the slot in and increase my damage a little bit more, so that's for around 150. This one was around 300 when I was buying it. There's none on the trade now. But yeah, you want, if you are running the conductive as I am, then you want to stack numbed effect, so that's, you want to have this on at least one slate. If you are going for Gale, then you want to stack projectile speed, so you would want projectile speed instead of numbed effect, for example. So yeah, that's the slates fixed. What else? I crafted a precise helmet. As you can see here, it is not finished yet, and I lost a lot of resistances. So I had to swap resistances on my ring as well to be able to get to like decent resistances at least. So most important role on the helmet is again the numbed effect, paired with reaping cooldown, recovery and reap duration. That's a huge multipliers that will let you get to the 5 trillion pretty easily. If I swap it back to my old helmet, I will be around 4 trillion, I believe. But yeah, the numbed effect for me, since I'm running conductive, makes a lot of a difference. If you went the route of Gale, then you want to stack projectile speed instead of numbed effect, basically. And you can stack projectile speed on your memories as well. So for me, I'm stuck in numbed effect and critical strike damage, because I'll scale critical strike damage into dot damage through the armor. We all do. And I'm stuck in numb effect because I run conductive. If you run Gale, then you stack projectile speed and you get projectile speed on your helmet. I believe there's a mod on a helmet as well. Let's see. Maybe there isn't. Okay, there isn't, so you would probably get +1 active skill on your amulet. Yeah, so you would get, if you are running Gale, then you would get where is it? Sealed mana compensation on the helmet, and that would allow you to get +1 active skill on your amulet, while I have to get sealed mana on my amulet because I need to get the numbed effect on my helmet, because you can only have 2 ultimate affix mods, so I'm sacrificing sealed mana on the prefixes to get numbed on the suffixes and I have to get the sealed mana on my amulet later on, which will allow me to run 4 auras instead of spirit, but that's for the next upgrade. So those are the 2 huge upgrades that I made. That's pretty much it. I will go over the skills and passive trees just so it is in the video, but that's all the upgrades that I made since the last time. I mean, the helmet wasn't cheap. I had to craft it from a base. The base cost like 11 aura percent base cost me 1800 FEs, and then you have to craft it, so it's around another 4, so it cost me around 6000 FEs to craft this, I believe. So yeah, not cheap upgrades, but any priceless gear from now on will not be cheap, and yeah, we have the strategies to farm for that, so you just have to keep farming and keep upgrading if you want to get higher. That's pretty much it. So to the build, passive skills tree for mapping, plague for bossing, windwalk, and the tree looks like this. If you want to go faster in mapping, drop these five nodes from the additional damage to life and move them to warlock and put them here for the movement speed from blur, and that will allow you to go through maps faster. So yeah, for mapping setup like this, psychic, daze or affliction, choose the one that gives you more damage. Daze gives you also crowd control effect, which is another like source of defense because you are stuck in slow and weaken on enemies and paralyzes. So this increases the effect of those. Then more with less. If you don't have Pact Spirit with +1 curse, if you have Pact Spirit with +1 curse, then more with less. Or if you have +1 curse on one of your candles, then more with less. If you don't have a source of another curse, then you just run Verbal Abuse instead. For now, later on, you want to have like another source of curse, because we will be running 3 curses in the end. And the tree looks like this. Defense here, because we are scaling evasion and energy shield, and this boosts both. And in Warlock, indifference and off the beaten track. And the tree looks like this. If you want more damage, you move these movement speed nodes into the damage nodes in Goddess of Deception. Here. That's for that. Off the beaten track allows us to reserve all our auras. I will go through them in a second, or in a minute. Iceland says with this setup, activation medium rhythm automates them. Then rigid transmission for bossing, because it stacks slow on the bosses. If you want to go through them up fast, you run blink. That has slower cooldown and longer range. Damage boost scale Shackles of Malice in combination with diff file, which increases our curse effect by up to 38%. That gets automated by activation medium instruction. You don't need low cooldown here, but if you get lower cooldown, you will just cast it faster throughout the clear. But the debuff lasts for 4 seconds, so yeah, anything under 4 seconds is enough here. But lower cooldown here will let you have higher uptime during mapping, but on bosses it doesn't matter. Thunder Spike, you want to get 0.5 seconds cooldown on activation medium here. Later on, once I get 0.2 seconds rhythm, I will move this rhythm to the Thunder Spike. It will let me keep 10 stacks of nump on bosses more consistently and stack it faster. But 0.5 seconds is enough to keep like 9 to 10 stacks of nump on bosses. Pair it with hardened, because that gives you 25% additional damage taken reduction. Then nump, that's your 50% chance to put 1 additional stack of numb on the target when you shock the target, or where you numb the target. And haunt gives you +2 shadows, so every time a shadow strikes the target, there's a 50% chance for it to put a numb stack on the target. Why 50%? Because we have 100% chance to inflict numb, so this is half of that, so 50% there. And like very high damage boost, Black Hole for bosses is a no-brainer. If you want like a better skill for mapping, then you would run Starstalker. But generally you have no issues killing like white or blue monsters in a map. But you might run in very tanky like rares with like purple and green auras, and bosses like Justiciars and those. And Black Hole will help you clear them really quickly, because you stack 100 affliction instantly when it procs, and then it also reaps. So, and it also gives you like 40% additional dot damage, while Starstalker gives you a little bit less. Yeah, 10% less. Oh, that's that. And for auras, precise projectiles, precise deep pain. I don't need to run this anymore, but just for demonstration, as you can see here, the off the beaten track makes all the supports have 95% mana cost multiplier instead of their presented number. So when I slot it in, instead of increasing the mana demand on the of the aura, it actually decreases it and like unseals another 12 of my mana here. and that's how you are able to reserve 50% aura on your life if you level up your seal conversion high enough and restrain high enough. So with free supports you should be able to reserve 50% aura on your life, but you might have to level up your restrain a little bit higher first. That's for that. And the last support here, until I get the mana seal on amulet, I have to run Erosion Magus. Once I have the seal on my amulet, I will run Precise Elemental Resistance to ease the recommendations or requirements of my resistances on my items. So I will run this with high aura effect. This will give me around 20% all elemental resistances with additional elemental damage taken reduced. Yeah, defensive flare instead of 15 or 13% damage from the Magus. That's for the skills. For candles, definitely get one candle that will allow you to stack blessings. That's like this bot. And on the second candle you want to get +1 jump and resistances on both if possible. And on the candles you can also get the mod that we have on our slates for the numb effect. You can get 30% numb effect on a candle. So that's one of my next upgrades as well. I want to get +1 jump plus numb, or stacking candle with numb. That will give me 30% additional damage as well. As once I upgrade my rhythm 2.2 seconds, that's also another 30% additional damage. So a lot of damage still missing. For the map example, if you don't mind going a bit slower, you can just run whatever belt you crafted. If you are willing to risk it and get lower defenses, you can just swap to Eternal Sea Fog. It will allow you to go through the maps faster, but for a cost of lower energy shield and lower resistances. So you can see I have sub 4k energy shield, while with my normal belt I have like sub 5. So that's 1k energy shield loss, but the movement speed that the belt provides you is a huge boost and will let you farm faster for your next upgrades. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for now. For next upgrades, like I need a few more thousands, but yeah, I will keep you updated hopefully in a few days. So thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.